Hi everybody, it's Saturday the 15th of February here in Melbourne. I always like to start with the date, don't know why, the old-fashioned part of me. I've been thinking about the term get over it, because I've been noticing recently how many people have been saying get over it to a number of people who've either talked about personal trauma or, the big issue, which is the current political situation in the United States. And I've been thinking about that as somebody who is lived a life where there's been a number of challenges in my life, quite significant ones. Not as much as, say, my mother, who was interned in a prisoner of war camp, was an abandoned child, and had some brutality and never had parents. Was brought up by Catholic nuns. And I thought to myself, how did she get over it? And I realised she never got over it, she integrated it. And I think that's what I've done with all of the things that have occurred to me, and I think that's what is healthy. So I wanted to talk about integrating the challenges in life. So, for example, for all the people in the US, how do you integrate the fact that you now have a president that quite a number of you didn't vote for, or that is appearing to behave in a way that it goes against how you feel about life? And I've also been thinking about how do I feel about people telling me to get over it? Nobody does that anymore, but I assure you when I was younger and things happened, people would say, I've just got to get over it. You've got to get over it and move on. Well, yes, you do move on because life moves on. You can't stop things moving on. But getting over it is not helpful. How do you integrate? What is it that you need to do to choose to integrate the challenging things in your life? I don't mean you have to stay thinking about it, but it makes you. Certainly my mother, who died in 2019 at 89 with Alzheimer's, but my mother was a flirt, for example. My mother was extremely beautiful, and in my view, and certainly she was married 3 times, got married the last time at 81. Amazing. Or 82, something like that. But the thing that was incredible about my mother is that she was all parts of her until the day she died. And she couldn't be anything else. She didn't hide it behind anything. She didn't pretend she wasn't. And I think, in a way, that is a role model for me. And I would like to think that I don't hide anything that happened to me. I'm very open about all the things that have occurred to me. I'm not ashamed. Shame doesn't come into it for me at all. But I do think there is definitely something about how do we integrate challenges in our life, illnesses, terrible grief, living in situations that are absolutely horrendous. For example, Gaza, having someone like the hostages being a member of your family and living with that terrible pain and anxiety of not knowing if they're alive or dead and how they're being treated. I'm just using that as an example just because it's prescient, it's in everybody's purview at the moment. But there are so many other things. How do you live with being homeless? How do you live? You have to live with it. You have to integrate it into who you are and not allow it to diminish how you feel about yourself. I know that's difficult. It's very difficult when lots of things occur and you think, am I a victim? I suppose what I'm saying is don't be a victim. And so when someone tells you to get over it, if you haven't integrated whatever the it is, you're never going to be super healthy. So one of the things that I can tell you from a great old age is that your life is your life, and taking what you've done, what's happened to you, around you, and even when I say happened to you, I'm not suggesting you become a victim of that. Life is chaotic. But to take it and go, what is it that this means for me now? And then in 3, 4, 5 years' time, you could look back and go and see what it meant for you then and now what it means for you now. So I hope that's useful because it's been very useful for me to believe that you don't have to get over it, but you do have to integrate it and know it did happen. There is pain associated with whatever it might be. But you can do it, you can live with it, you can find the strength and the purpose and that incredibly strong part of yourself that goes, yes, well, this is who I am. It's not what I thought when I was a kid. I'm never going to be a supermodel. Not that I ever wanted to be a supermodel, by the way, but that's what these people say. So have a great weekend, everybody. The temperature has dropped here in Melbourne. It's a little bit of rain. It's gone from about 36, 37, 38 2 days ago to a very comfortable light rain. And I'm off to play mahjong with cocktails. Bye.